Today at Geartivity, I'm excited to share my latest DIY project with you, restoring an old Schwinn unicycle. These classic unicycles were originally made by Schwinn from the late 60s to the 80s, and they're known for their unique size and design, which can make them a bit tricky to modify and repair years ago, and we've had some fun with it over the years. I think at this point, everyone in my family has ridden it off and on, but now I'm taking on the challenge of giving it a proper restoration and even creating some Myog frame bags so that I can take it out on the road and just have some fun with it. Best of all, I was able to complete this entire project for less than $50, and I'm thrilled with the results. The first challenge I faced, however, during this restoration project was finding replacement parts, especially a new tire in the correct size. For years, we had been unable to source a replacement tire, and we've even considered selling it to a bike shop. However, the owner of the shop convinced us to keep it and ride it because it's still a joy to have, even if it couldn't be fully restored or even if we were still using a crusty, dusty tire. So we took his advice and we continued to ride it despite the challenges. But now I'm thrilled to have found a replacement tire and to be fully able to restore this unicycle to its former glory. So after some extensive searching, we found a tire that fits perfectly. It's made by Kenda, and we sourced it from bmxguru.com. And while we're not affiliated with them, we highly recommend this site for anyone looking for replacement parts for a unicycle like ours. I have seen several people on forums asking for a replacement tire. I haven't seen this site mentioned yet, so if you own this unicycle and you need a new tire for about 30 bucks, try this site. Quick sidebar, if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to Geartivity for more. With the tire issue resolved, I proceeded to clean up the rest of the unicycle. I began the restoration by removing duct tape from the saddle, which had been holding it together for several years. I can't remember if we put it on or if it was already there when we bought it from the yard sale, but either way, it was time to remove it and clean up that saddle. The old dried out duct tape was cut off, and then I pulled the saddle from the post. The glue was dry and it was brittle, so it came off very easily, as did the saddle post, which was rusty and grimy. The saddle itself was broken and moldy, and the foam was mildewy and it needed to be removed. So I put the saddle post in an acid bath overnight, along with the rest of the unicycle, and I just wanted to remove as much of that rust as possible. So then I scrubbed off the remaining rust with a sandpaper and a software brush. I didn't have a sandblaster, so I just did the best that I could. Afterwards, I used mineral spirits to clean off the grime and the remaining glue residue from the saddle, and even though soap and water probably would have worked just as well, but I wanted to get some mineral spirits on it just to try and get that grime off. So after cleaning off the grime and remaining glue residue with the mineral spirits, I noticed that the end of the saddle toe is crushed. So to fix it, I warmed up the rubber and reshaped it back to its original form. However, the saddle foam itself completely ruined due to moisture, so I had no choice but to remove it and recarve it. So maybe this sounds a little crazy, but I just used an old pool noodle to carve out a new saddle chair. I wanted to keep this restoration project affordable and straightforward, so I didn't go too crazy with the design. I simply carved it with a handsaw to get a rough shape since it isn't going to be visible. And then I used a window screen that I had in the garage to create a new saddle for my bike. I was cutting and shaping the screen to fit the curves of the saddle, and then I just secured it with some Loctite adhesive. It was kind of like a high stakes paper mache project, but it turned out great. And just trust the process, trust it, you'll see. And once I completed the front and back sections, I had a new base to work with. The Loctite adhesive was pretty strong, so it took some effort to get everything to stick into place, took some weaving, but the end results look really clean and solid. So, okay, I know I'm going to DIY jail for this, but I don't care. I used Flex Seal to build up the saddle in thin layers. So I sprayed the Flex Seal onto the screen and it acted as a base for it to adhere to. And it took a few hours and 7 layers total, but the end result was a brand new rubberized saddle. The saddle has new life and flexes well, even with the new layers of Flex Seal, and I'm really impressed with how well it turned out. After fixing up the saddle, I moved on to my unicycle. I scrubbed off all the dust and sprayed it with black Rust-Oleum to protect it from further damage. It looks fantastic now, and I can't wait to ride it again. I am also planning on making some Myog frame bags for it in the future, so stay tuned for those, and I'll be showing the process for making those. I spent less than $50 on fixing up this unicycle, and I'm so happy with how it turned out. And although I didn't film myself painting the unicycle or cleaning off the rust because I forgot, so like this video and subscribe to Geartivity for more, and check out our website at geartivity.com. And thanks for watching.